I'm going to let the past in the past.
You don't want to talk about it.
Well, because you know what? I let that go. I let the past be in the past. And, you know, if they're comfortable with the life that they live, then that's the only thing that should matter to them. And that's what I do.
And the whole thing about fame, I mean, well, you know, Joanna, who I know you're friends with, just gave an interview and pretty much said the same thing. You know, they asked her about what filming was like. I mean, she literally just talked to the Bravo Daily Dish within like the past week. And she was like, yeah, the show was great, but everyone, you know, these girls, I mean, I don't think she was speaking of you, but she was like, you know, everyone was fighting for camera time. Basically the same thing you said, like these women were hungry to be famous.
Exactly. That's all they cared about. And it didn't matter that they looked bad and they portrayed themselves to be superficial and mean and thoughtless. They just wanted fame. And you know what? I stand for a lot more than just that, I think. I'm a professional, I'm a dentist, I have a profession to worry about. I was not gonna have my patients be like, oh my gosh, my dentist is, you know, and not even for them, I do it for myself. And I'm proud to have had a foundation for 12 years now. Lea Black has her foundation. Joanna has a foundation that has substance. It's not about all just buying purses and shoes and jewelry. It's about, you know, helping mankind and doing something that's unselfish, that's not just about us. So, you know, like I said, it's just, if you can live with yourself and you're happy the way you live, then that's all that matters to you, you know, and that's fine. I can't live like that. I think I've been taught by my parents about giving back, about being grateful in life, about, you know, doing things to help others. And with my Sharing Smiles Foundation, I've been traveling around the world, literally, in Africa, India, Guatemala, Nicaragua, Colombia, going to all these countries to help, and not to make myself a saint. You know, like I said, I make my mistakes, but I know how wonderful it is to give back and to be able to help others. And it's not all about, you know, all the dollar bills and all the, you know, all the material things that you can buy, but it's about helping others. So that's what I try to concentrate on.
I mean, that's great, you know. And what does your charity do exactly? Your foundation?
It's called Sharing Smiles Foundation. I founded it in 2009 and 2008 or 2009. And basically the whole premise of the foundation, the whole idea is to be able to offer free dentistry to underprivileged families. And what we started doing, it became a 501c3 immediately, which was wonderful, because whether people want to donate because they have to, because they have large companies, and if not, Uncle Sam's going to take all these tax dollars, or they honestly want to donate from the bottom of their heart, whatever the reason, they get a tax benefit, which is wonderful. And we started expanding not just to dentistry, because when I fly to Kenya, for example, I've gone twice, or to India, that I've been there twice, all of the money raised doesn't go nothing to 1 cent to dentistry. I provide that donation, whether it's materials, my flight, everything else. But in India, for example, there's a caste system, and the caste system doesn't matter, you know, it all depends on where you were born or how you were born. And
Right.
2 blocks away from where you live in your hut, there is a well, and there's fresh water. If you belong to a lower caste system, you and your family are not able to drink that water. And instead you need to walk 5-8 kilometers just to get a resemblance of water. And it's not really water per se, we're talking dirty, contaminated water. So what we were doing is we spoke to engineers and spoke to companies that build and actually dig the wells and actually build a water well for them. And we collected about, I think it was for 15 or 16 water wells in India. And so now these neighborhoods with really low caste systems that had to walk an hour and a half, 2 hours every morning just to get a resemblance of water, now have fresh water. And so
Wow.
we did that. And it's very rewarding when you have all these families that are now able to live a healthy life besides the teeth that I treated. It's you're doing something for mankind, and you're doing something for someone that can never pay you back. And that's the idea of paying it forward, helping someone that maybe I pray to God that one day they would want to, but that they don't, they have no idea and they have no chance of ever paying you back, that's when it really matters, you know, doing
Right.
it selfishly.
I've been to India before. I mean, that's the real deal, you know, and I've been to, I mean, like I've been to Cambodia, but like India to me was the most
It's
eye-opening place I've ever been.
it really is.
Really.
It really is. And where we go, we try to find the area in that country that's the neediest. Now, India per se is an extremely needy country as is. It's just it's very sad how many people are living in poverty. And imagine going to the poorest of the poorest part of India. So we would land in Vishakhapatnam, which is by the Indian Sea in the southeast corner of India. And once we landed, we would drive in a bus for about 4.5 hours to a small little town called Bobili, stayed at a school for the blind, and then every day drive an hour and a half different directions to go literally to the mountains where people never knew what a dentist was. They've never left the mountain. So
Wow.
it was extremely difficult to see, and I'm an emotional person, so I'm not gonna lie to you, I would cry every day. I had my translator that would translate for me. I would learn a couple of words, but it's an eye opener. It's an eye opener. You get home and then you brush your teeth and automatically turn off the faucet, and I turn off the lights right away, and you appreciate so much more. You become so much more acute to all the sensations and all the things that you have around you that we take so much for granted on a daily basis.
Completely. And by the way, my control room just told me that it was Alexia's husband, Herman, that you thought was gay. And listen, it's all coming back to me now. I didn't watch the marathon when it was on the other week.
Yeah.
I remember all this now, but no, I mean, I didn't mean to do a segue like that, but like,
Oh, don't worry. That's okay.
India is truly an amazing place, but okay, I now remember all
I
this.
know the reason you interviewed me is for the Housewives.
No, it's about like everything.
Philanthropic work.
It's about you two. And like, who do you think the biggest, because I already know, I mean, who other people have said, but who was the biggest culprit of, you think, being there for the wrong reasons? Like the cameras and the fame.
Gosh, you know what? I don't know if I could pinpoint one person. Let's be honest, and I'm going to be completely honest. We all wanted to get something out of this. I'm not going to lie to you. You know, regardless that I have my philanthropic side, we did it to get recognition. I'm not going to lie. That's the reason why I did it. And it was explained to me, you know, what can come out of this, and why the reason why people get involved. You know, the segues after post Housewives. Thanks to that, I was guest hosting in the doctor's